Our time with Joe Timmsiola is slowly coming to a close, but first, it's June 2031 and our big final goal is approaching. But first, if you missed the previous episode, we had our home race at the Volta Catalunya. Make sure you check that out first. And we had a great performance in Catalunya, but we couldn't get close to the main man, Tadej Pogacar. Even in 2031, he is still causing Joe Timmsiola nightmares. But second place overall was a good result, and then we turned up at the Ronde van Vlaanderen out of nowhere and got a top 10 again behind Tadej Pogacar. But 2 in-game months have taken place since the last episode. We've had a couple of weeks rest, back to zero tiredness, and our fitness up to 92%. And for Joe Timmsiola, it's now go time. We have the Criterium du Dauphine first, into the National Championships, and then, you already know, the Tour de France. And this Dauphiné is absolutely crucial for us, not only because it sets us up for the Tour de France, but also, we're nearing level 34, only 80 points left. So my big goal is to hit level 34 before the Tour de France in today's episode so we can have one more attribute upgrade going into the Tour. And this year's route at the Dauphiné looks fantastic. The first 4 days really set the scene for a monstrous final 4 days, all in the mountains. And Joe Timmsiola has a score to settle at the Dauphiné. I think we could have won this race last season, but we got a sore ass. So let's hope at least we don't get any saddle soreness this season, but even finishing on the podium is going to be tricky because Paul Seixas is here, I see Pidcock there, Pablo Torres, and also Jonas Vingegaard again for Visma. I feel like we faced Jonas in literally every race so far this season. And I'm pretty sure I set my teammates here with Finley Pickering and Max Poole. I did it on screen in front of you guys, but they're not here. But we do have Baumann to support us on the flat sections, and to be fair, we don't have the strongest mountain support here. Even though our boy Mark Lightfoot has a pretty cool name for a cyclist. We need to hit the ground running here in Lyon with a punchy finale. Anders Fuldagger is the favourite, but I spy Paul Seixas, one of the favourites too. So let's dive into the Criterium du Dauphine. Away we go with a very nice +1 on Joe Timmsiola. I'm hoping for some good form at this race, and our fitness all the way to the Tour should now be rising. And we have entered the first climbs of this race, and I have sent Stefan Baumann, our flat merchant, into the breakaway. And mainly that's just to take the pressure off back in the peloton. And if we've learned anything today, it's that Stefan Baumann is a beast. He's dropped everyone from that breakaway, and he's solo with 5 minutes on the peloton. But at the back of the race, almost 1 hour behind the front, odd Christian Eiking, oh my word. Look at the state of his attributes now, they're even worse. Buddy, it's time to retire. And at the front, Stefan Baumann is still clear, trying to hold on. What a rider, can't wait to have him support us at the Tour de France. Anyway, let's focus back in the peloton. And I'm not sure it's suitable for us to try and attack today, but we need to definitely keep an eye on the likes of Paul Seixas. And you know what, I'm going to use my super leader on Stefan Baumann. I've used all 3 on him today because I really want him to hold on, but it's down to 20 seconds now. And 7k to go, Baumann is officially caught. We do have 1 short climb coming. Let's make sure we follow. And here we go, here is that final climb. Mikkel's doing a job for Timmsiola, making sure we're staying in position. Here are a few riders, but this is going to be a reduced sprint. So Brieuc Roland comes out of nowhere, Timmsiola jumps to his wheel, 1.5k to go, great lead out by Roland, but of course, we're not quick enough to compete in the sprint finale, and Matthew Brennan beats Søren Berenskjold to go into the lead of the Dauphiné. I feel like the lady from Titanic right now. It's been about 84 years before old Christian Eiking finally reaches the finish. And hopefully after today, old Christian Eiking finally decides to retire. Anyway, Matthew Brennan into the lead of the Dauphiné with a nice sprint. But straight into the medium mountains on stage 2. Not the most difficult stage of this Dauphiné, but we need to make sure we don't lose time to Vingegaard, Torres or Seixas. And in case you forgot, Pablo Torres now has 84 mountain in this save. But I reckon our 82 medium mountain more important on this slightly punchier finish than the mountain stat. Anyway, Stefan Baumann is again up the road in the breakaway, wearing the KOM jersey as well, lovely to see. And speaking about Baumann, we can finally see his attributes. He has 83 mountain, he is literally a motorbike on the flats. And right now in the peloton, the yellow jersey himself, Matthew Brennan controlling for Visma. But up the road, I think we actually have two motorbikes because Alex Sager 80 flats alongside Baumann in that breakaway. And entering the final climb, 14k to go, Baumann is now solo at the front of the race. Again, the final rider from the breakaway. We can sit in while everyone else tries to catch him. But I am staying very vigilant at the front of this group. Not catching Baumann myself, but making sure we're in a perfect position. And 4k to go. Sadly, Baumann, who is a great rider, is going to be caught in this final. Can I follow Axel Laurence? I'd love to grab that wheel into this finish. Well, for now, Matthew Peace putting me in the perfect position as Baumann is caught. 2k to go. I still can't get to the wheel of Axel Laurence, up to 90 myself. There he is. Still can't follow into the Flamme Rouge. I'm going to go right now. Sprinting. There is the wheel. Timmsiola in the perfect position, trying to come off it. Maybe should have gone ahead with my first attack and we'll get nothing more than a top 10. Another top 10 for Joe Timmsiola is a good result, but cool to see former Uno X legend Anders Holland Johannesson get a stage win at the Dauphiné, now riding for Visma too. And another punchy day lined up for stage 3, but this climb right here, the Côte de Montrebu, is actually really difficult, I feel. It looks very steep, so we need to stay very vigilant ahead of that climb. No Baumann breakaway today, sadly. He's back in the peloton working for us. But I was right because the Côte de Montrebu is very steep in places, over 10%. And there he is, Big Baumann on the front doing his work. By the way, Matthew Peace with 66 flat literally can't get close to following Baumann's tempo at about 87, even on a false downhill. That is mind-blowing. And there he is, Baumann finally done. We're coming to the front though with Roland because I want to have some fun on this final climb and try and blow things up a little bit. So here goes Brooke Roland, Timmsiola of course on the wheel, Mikkel's actually sit up, and here we go, attack! The Joe Timmsiola here at the Dauphiné. Oh, and look who follows immediately. Look who follows and goes past me immediately. Paul Seixas is unbelievable. He is so damn good. I'm going aero position in this group with Vingegaard and Brennan, and we do have a small gap on the group behind. Okay, 8k to go. Seixas up the road. I'm in a group with Vingegaard and Brennan, and if Jonas can get back to the front, Brennan will surely win this stage, but we're on this descent, and here we go. Timmsiola trying to get to Seixas. 5k to go, we're going to try and get there, but he is so good. Seixas still holding on, and he has a teammate waiting behind. Absolutely dominant tactics by Decathlon. And at this point, I feel like I may have just led out Paul Seixas to a stage win. I'm trying to follow Brennan, trying to follow Grell, but I cannot do it. Oh my word, Seixas caught in the final. So again, Matthew Brennan wins at the Dauphiné. Seixas will take 4 bonus seconds, and that was probably because of me. So yeah, today's lesson is sometimes just don't attack. Visma are in dominant form here at the Dauphiné. 3 out of 3 wins so far, and 2 have gone to former world champion Matthew Brennan. And the GC field getting narrowed with every stage. We now have only 34 riders on the front time. But here on stage 4, we can chill out a little bit because it's a sprint stage and see if Matthew Brennan can get a hat trick. So 3k to go, I'm on the wheel of Big Baumann trying to hold this absolute beast on the flats. He goes 99. Let's see where we can finish here. Obviously, we're not going to win the stage, but let's see how close we can maybe get with our team as well. Everyone going for the line, but Ashlyn Barry, the American, gets the win on stage 4. Lovely win for Ashlyn Barry. Now 81 sprint, and actually he's a brilliant rider, but no one from our team could come round big Stefan Baumann. So not much to separate the GC guys as we enter the mountains. And we kick things off with the Col de Porte, not the longest climb of the Dauphiné, but easily the biggest climb so far. And it's those 3 again, Vingegaard, Seixas and Torres, who I think are the favourites for the podium. And to be honest, if we can beat one of those 3 riders to a place on the final podium, I'll be very happy. That's our goal. The Côte de Porte may not be the longest climb, but it is so steep. We could see some massive gaps on today's stage, which is why I do have a couple of satellite riders in today's breakaway, Lightfoot and Baumann up the road for us. This stage is giving me flashbacks of La Vuelta last season, where we made Seixas and his team control literally every stage, and they were so bad at doing so. Well, in fairness to those guys, they're doing a much better job today, still with lots of riders ahead of the final climb, the Col de Porte. And the final section of climbing officially begins, only 47 riders in the peloton now, so I need to get to the front to mark Seixas. There he is. And that's exactly what I've been able to do. Stefan Baumann, I don't think is going to be able to do much for us here. Maybe try and protect me briefly, buddy. Why not? Well, maybe because the man cannot climb to save his life and the peloton is absolutely flying right now. There is Seixas, there is Vingegaard, where is Pablo Torres? Maybe a little further back, there he is. Now I've actually come to the front here and there we go, Seixas on the move. I'm gonna jump straight in Seixas' wheel. We're not letting him out of our sight today. So 4 riders briefly clear, but I think Visma will bring that group back in. So maybe a wasted attack, and again, I can't follow Seixas this time. Vingegaard, it's up to you, buddy. I'll jump in your wheel. So 3k to go, Paul Seixas has gone clear. Then it's Vingegaard and Torres, the 3 favourites for this Dauphiné, and Timmsiola spent a little too much too early today. Can we beat any of them though? Let's try and get to Torres. Well, at the front, Paul Seixas is definitely going to win despite a late comeback by Jonas Vingegaard. Anyway, Timmsiola tried to come around Torres. Let's see where we finish. But Paul Seixas wins on the Col de Porte. Then it's Vingegaard and Torres with Timmsiola just behind our fellow Spaniard. It's 4th place for us. I tried to mark Paul Seixas with everything I have, but he went again and I couldn't follow, taking 10 seconds on Vingegaard and 24 on Timmsiola and Torres. And those seem to be the 4 best riders at this race. So can we beat Torres, Vingegaard or Seixas somehow to a podium position? Well, finally we do get some points from this Dauphiné, only 4 points for 4th place. Hey, I guess it's fair. And wow, next up we have a brutal mountain day featuring the Col de la Madeleine, of course such a famous climb at the Tour de France, and then descending to this finish here. So another massive mountain festival. And today I feel a good race day coming on. Let's see it. The race day condition whisperer you can now call me, because Timmsiola gets a lovely +2 race day, and on this stage I don't think we could have picked a better day for it. UAE and Decathlon will control on the front, and again I do have 2 riders in the breakaway, Baumann and Lightfoot. This time Lightfoot on a great day, and hopefully he will be light-footed going up the mountains with that 77 mountain. Well, that's what I'm hoping, and you know what, Lightfoot buddy, you're not going to win the stage from the breakaways, so I'm going to put Roland and Michaels to the front of this group. Up to 86 effort, let's raise the tempo, come on. And I love how even when we don't have Lenny Martinez, Lipovitz, Pickering, Max Poole, we still have such a strong team in the mountains at this team. This transfer was a great career move. But we don't have many episodes left, so you already know we surely have to try it. It is flattening off a little on this climb piece. Protect me briefly. Let's see if we can absolutely shred this group and maybe attack to mark up the roads. Where is Paul Seixas? He's a few wheels behind me. 2k to go on this climb and attack the Joe Timmsiola here at the Dauphiné. Pablo Torres, Skjelmoser and Seixas try to follow. Oh my words. The yellow jersey group coming back, but here we go. Only 16 riders are here, and there is Mark Lightfoot. That was literally perfectly timed. There we go. We have Lightfoot here too. Oh, crash. Jonas Vingegaard just crashed for Visma under the pressure, descending the Madeleine by Timmsiola. And we are attacking anyway, so we keep going. You know it. 13 riders in the yellow jersey group. I hope to maybe drop Seixas or Torres on the climb. They all followed, but Jonas Vingegaard crashes and he is completely washed. Now at 34 years old, is he? He can't descend anymore. But Visma are coming back with Paul Seixas actually working himself on the front of the peloton to try and keep Vingegaard behind, but there are Visma. They're back. Oh, but here's a moment because Paul Seixas follows Carlos Rodriguez up the road. Visma what are they doing? They're sending a teammate up the road and carrying Seixas away. Anyway, I'm not working. I'm not controlling this. And actually, that was pretty easy. Seixas caught immediately. At the front, it's Derek G, Pattinson, and Unkostju left. Only 3 riders left from that massive early breakaway. They only have 2 minutes though, so this could be close. And we can't underestimate this final climb. It's not going to be easy, but we have Super Mark Lightfoot here to help us. Come on, Mark. Let's go. And from the foot, not much tempo in this group until Ben Healy on the move. And again, Paul Seixas himself in the yellow jersey, so eager to follow every single move. And again, Seixas follows it and it's immediately caught. So Seixas very twitchy at the moment. And this time Rodriguez goes, Vingegaard is here, there's Pablo Torres too, Lightfoot is almost done for the day, and look at that, Visma going clear with Vingegaard and Ayuso. So now we need to make our move up to that group, and Joe Timmsiola bridging to the front of this race. Oh, that was a supersonic attack. But I can't believe it, Visma are using Carlos Rodriguez, who, where is he in the GC? They're using him as a GC ploy here, which I did not expect. Jonas Vingegaard trying to take revenge for everyone bullying him on the descent of the Madeleine after he crashed, but now Seixas is clear, and that was all because of Visma. This time it's Torres and Vingegaard making a move. Oh my word, we're blocked. Braz Afonso, what are you doing? Blocking Joe Timmsiola, and now we're not going to be able to follow them. I don't believe it. Clermont Braz Afonso wanting to be Joe Timmsiola's #1 enemy. We have quite a bit of yellow left, but Vingegaard, Torres and Seixas, they're all long gone now. So 800 meters left for Joe Timmsiola. We're going for the line up the road. Paul Seixas, of course, wins, and Torres and Vingegaard take big time on Joe Timmsiola. And that was a disastrous final climb. How did it all fall apart so badly? Paul Seixas is unbelievable right now in 2031. And again, it's those 3 with Torres and Vingegaard at the fronts. So in the GC, no changes in the entire top 10 actually. We stay in 4th place, but now 1 minute 30 behind Seixas and 40 seconds behind Pablo Torres and the podium. But thankfully for us, we have a beautiful mountain stage coming up next. Lots of early climbs which could be used as a launch pad on the way to Megève, but the main climb today, the Monte de Bessan. And our goal is simply drop Vingegaard, Seixas or Pablo Torres. What's happened here? Where did this come from? A -3 day for Joe Timmsiola? What? So I'm pretty much immediately going to change strategy here. Baumann controlling on the flats. I'm going for the KOM jersey on this stage. Right now in the KOM standings, we are in 6th position, some way off Seixas, but hopefully we can take that jersey on today's stage, and maybe it's time to go. Because we have 10 points available at this first climb today. Roland doing a good job for us, but now up to 92, 1k to go. Let's go for these points. And we're not even going to have to attack for them here. Oh, maybe we are. I think we're going to be beaten by Pattinson. No, we're not. Timmsiola gets the points and immediately up to 2nd. And this is of course going to mean we drop completely out of the GC, but hopefully that means I can also go for a breakaway stage win in the final stage tomorrow. A shame to give up on our GC, but a -3 day. What can I do? Next climbing coming then, and sadly we actually do have 3 riders up the road here. I'm spending my entire team already doing this today, and not even all of the points are available. So Derek G will beat us, I think, to this KOM sprint. Rodriguez is here, De Comble as well. We will get 3rd place on the line, and that now puts us 2 points behind Seixas, but Pattinson is up the roads. No way, no way, I don't believe it. In that descent, after that KOM jersey sprint, we crash, and thankfully, Joe Timmsiola does continue. What a disastrous day we're having. Unbelievable stuff. Well, I have made it back to the front, but up the road there are, I think, 5 riders, and Pattinson, again, still right at the front, so that's not good. Nonetheless, I'm trying to hoover up as many breakaway riders as possible. Can I beat De Comble on the line? That was close. No, we can't. And Pattinson, now with a decent lead. But we do have a few teammates back in, and we're going for 2 points at this KOM right here, which we will get, but Pattinson now 11 points clear. Now I guess we try and survive for some points at the top of the Monte de Bessan, but on our daily form, I don't think we'll get any. And the Monte de Basan about to begin. Matthew Peace on a great day for us. He's been working hard on the front to try and hurt Pattinson in the breakaway. But that duo at the front, Pattinson and our enemy Braz Afonso from yesterday, I hate this duo up the roads. We need to catch them. And oof, this feels like the early years of Joe Timmsiola. On 85 effort, I am dropping right to the back of the peloton. We can't keep up right now. This is crazy. But finally, in some good news, Pattinson and Braz Afonso are caught. And finally, attacks come. 2k to go. Skjelmoser is first to go. Rodriguez trying to respond. Let's try and hold on for some KOM points. Come on, Timmsiola. Well, 1k to go. It's Skjelmo. Seixas. Don't really want him taking points. He's got quite a few already. Rodriguez is flying as well. And we're almost cooked. Right to the top here. Oh, but they slow up to the top. Here we go. Timmsiola cresting the Basan in first place. And would you look at that? Into first place in KOM as well. And actually, from this point, maybe we can actually survive in the GC group. Let's give it a go. Let's try and stick with these guys into this descent. Just maybe our podium battle isn't done yet. So we exit the descent of the Basan. We do have Kevin Vorkland 1 minute clear. He attacked in the descent. He's about 5 minutes down in the GC. And currently, Seixas just controlling on the front. So this is fine. Maybe we're still in the GC battle after all. Well, 9k to go. There is now a split in this group, and I think this is the moment we're maybe gone from GC. I will give a pull to Quickstep, but Seixas, Vingegaard and Torres are just up the roads. But right now on this little uphill section, can we close the gap? 7k to go. To be honest, Timmsiola is absolutely cooked. One last desperate dig to close that gap, and we just about get there. And they're gone. There you go. GC is over. So now we'll coast into the finish, lap up the applause of all these fans going crazy for Joe Timmsiola, and let's make sure we lose enough time to go in the breakaway tomorrow. And we're going to end up losing over 5, maybe 6 minutes to the leaders. Oi, oi, oi. And no surprises for guessing who won. Of course, it was Paul Seixas again winning in the yellow jersey, and Joe Timmsiola 20th place over 6 minutes down. But we did take 37 KOM points today, and that means in that competition we shoot into first place. We've got the jersey. And in the GC we dropped from 4th place all the way to 13th place at 8 minutes. So hopefully we should be allowed now in the breakaway tomorrow. And here it is, the final stage from Megève to Megève. We have some famous climbs as well. The Col de Rome, the Col de la Colombière, and this is going to be chaos, I reckon, on the roads. And there is Joe Timmsiola in the KOM jersey today. I am following Braz Afonso and Pattinson, our new rivals from this race, into the breakaway. And how about this for a decision? Our manager has given the leadership to Baumann in the KOM classification. If we go to that jersey, I'm first place and he's in 9th place and literally cannot climb. Okay, he's in great form today, 67 mountain, but my manager, what are you doing, buddy? And we could well have the breakaway here. Just 10 riders currently. Sagat is here, Zach Ertzen, some riders who aren't the best climbers in this group. I mean, Ertzen is a pure sprinter, but that man Pattinson is here, so he's our rival. And I don't really care if Pattinson takes these KOM points, it's the ones later in the stage I'm worried about. And Pattinson is cooked anyway, so that's fine. And I reckon I can beat all of these guys to the stage victory. Come on, let's go for it. And on to the Col de Rome. Few more breakaway riders have come back on, but I reckon this is where we instantly go up to 85 and put these guys in difficulty. And 2.5k to go. Pattinson is already gone, so we've got him covered. Sivakov is cooked, Prodom too, and Steinhauser looks to be our main rival. But this man has no KOM points, so this is going to be an easy victory for us in this jersey. Come on. And Steinhauser, despite having 0 KOM points, is sprinting for those points. Okay, you do that, buddy, but I'm going to work with you now, and hopefully Steinhauser and Timmsiola can work together and go for the stage victory. This could be an epic duo attack from here. But to be honest, Steinhauser not really doing his work on the front, so again, I'm immediately going up to 85 effort. Let's see if Steinhauser can hold the wheel on the Colombière. Oh, this is so fun. retro Timmsiola, going into the breakaways and causing chaos, but with our attributes right now, we are way too good for these guys. And there it goes, 95k to go, Steinhauser is dropped by Joe Timmsiola. Now, the question is, can we go solo to the stage victory? This could be epic. And that serves Steinhauser right for outsprinting me at the last KOM sprints, but we take these with 1 minute 30 on Georg Steinhauser. So from this point, it's all about seeing how far we can get into this stage before the peloton catch us, if they can catch us. Because we're still feeling pretty good and only 60 riders in that group now. Long flat section now coming up, I'm actually going to go aerodynamic position and still almost 6 minutes to that peloton. I believe we can do this. Come on, Timmsiola. If we pull this off, this could genuinely be our best ride ever. And funnily enough, this is the road we turned onto yesterday where we were dropped from the peloton. How the times have changed in 24 hours. And this is such a cool stage because we're now entering the Côte de Dauphine. And this was the first climb on today's stage. Let's up our effort to 80. But how cool is it to see how we're doing 100k after we first rode this climb? Baumann, Seixas, where is Timmsiola's name? We need to be on the Dauphine, surely. Well, we crossed this one in first place. The KOM jersey is long secured. We have 2.5 minutes now on Georg Steinhauser, and the gap to the peloton, still 5 minutes. One last drop of water. Here we go onto the final climb today. There is Timmsiola's name on the road, as it deserves to be for this epic ride. And surely we deserve to now finish this one off with a victory at the Dauphiné. You know, at times over the last few weeks, I've been thinking back on the Timmsiola series and thinking about what I would have done differently if we started this series again. Obviously, Timmsiola hasn't become the rider I hoped and you hoped he would be, winning all monuments and Grand Tours, but on days like this, I just think, what a rider. And let's drink in this final 3 kilometers because this is going to be a truly beautiful stage win for Joe Timmsiola at the Criterium du Dauphine. It's still 2 minutes 40. They're not coming back now. And this is the same crowd who saw us dropped yesterday, and today they're going to see Joe Timmsiola at the front of the Dauphiné. We can enjoy this one. I don't care about our GC finish. Joe Timmsiola wins the final stage of the Criterium du Dauphine with a beautiful victory. Come on! Let's go! That was a thing of beauty. And I enjoyed that one so much. Timmsiola, what a ride. Oh my word, I am speechless. Joe Timmsiola with the performance of his life. We dropped almost everyone on the Col de Rhône. Over 100k to go there. We then dropped Steinhauser on the Col de la Colombière and we went solo for the entirety of the rest of the stage. I don't believe it. Beating the peloton by over 2 minutes in the end. In the GC, we finish 11th place, but we win KOM and we finish with a beautiful stage win. Genuinely, the best ride so far of Timmsiola's career. 64 points from our manager and we're now very nearly at level 34 with that elusive attribute upgrades. And I was going to play the National Championships today, but we'll have that in the next episode ahead of the Tour de France. Anyway, drop a like on today's video if you enjoyed and let me know down in the comments what you thought of our ride at the Dauphiné. A massive shout out to the channel members as always. Really appreciate your support on the channel. If you want to join as a channel member, hit the join button down below. That's all for Timmsiola today and I'll see you guys at the Tour de France.